Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to be going over logical operators. Now before we can go into while loops and do while loops, it's going to be helpful for us to understand three logical operators. Now those three are going to be and, or not. Now two of those, and or, will require two statements, and not will only require one statement but can have multiple statements as well. So let's go ahead and make a couple variables. So let's start with variable x equals, and let's have this set as the number 5. Let's also have variable y equals the number 6. Now let's also go ahead and create an if-else statement. So if followed by a space bar and two parentheses. Now inside those parentheses we're going to put our Boolean condition, something that we want to come out either true or false. And inside here we're going to have a code that's going to run when this is true, or we can write here else. And then if this turns out to be false, we have the code do something else in between here. So let me go ahead and separate this. So just like that, we have an if-else statement. If this is true, then run this code, else do this. Now, logical operators will help us in narrowing down our Boolean conditions. Now let's say we had the variable x equals 5 and variable y equals 6. Now, let's say we wanted to have this code do something if both x equals 5 is true and y equals 6 is true. Now, we can use that with an AND logical operator, and this is how we write it. Now, let's go ahead and test something. For example, let's say we wanted x equals 5 and y equals 6 to be both true in order for a certain code to run. Now, we're going to make an AND statement. So what we're going to do is we're going to write the first statement. So if x is equal to 5, and now we want to write and y is equal to 6. So we're going to do that by putting a space, and we're going to write two and symbols. So and, just like that. And now you write our next statement. So and y equals 6, then run this specific code such as alert I'm here. So looking back at what we just wrote, basically we have two variables. Variable x is given a definitive value of 5 and variable y is given a definitive value of 6. Now in our if-else statement, we're looking to check if x equals 5 and y equals 6 is true. Now both these statements must be true in order for this code to run. If only one is true and the other one is false, this will not run. It'll automatically go to the else statement and keep running your code. So as long as x equals 5 is true and y equals 6 is true, then it's going to alert I'm here. Else it's going to do something else. For example, alert, let's say for example, alert you're wrong. So let's go ahead and try this and make this a little bit more interactive. So let's prompt. So let's make variable x equals a prompt. Let's prompt the user to pick a number. Prompt pick a number. Now we want to give x a value, so we did that. Now let's make them pick another number. So let's make variable y, so var y equals prompt, and let's ask them to pick another number. So pick another number. So we're going to ask the user to pick two numbers. Now those are going to be assigned the values of variable x and variable y. Now if those two numbers that they pick are both 5 and 6, we're going to get an alert saying I'm here. And else, if they don't or they pick two of them, we're going to alert them that you're wrong. Let's go ahead and run this code and see what it looks like. So we're just going to go over here and select Google Chrome, and remember the selection, and then preview. So as you can see, we get a prompt telling us to pick a number. So let's go ahead and match these two numbers, so 5 and 6. So we're going to pick both 5 and 6 for our numbers. So 5, press OK, and it tells us to pick another number. So let's pick 6. And now we get the alert saying I'm here because both x and y were equal to 5 and 6, and it's going to alert us, hey, I'm here. Now let's go ahead and refresh this. And let's go and change one. So we're going to make x still 5, so one of the statements is going to be true. But let's go ahead and make y 7, which would not be equal to 6. And we should get, hey, you're wrong, because 5 was true for x, but y was not 6, and you chose 7. So this entire statement is wrong. This is a false, and I'm going to go ahead and go to this else statement and alert you're wrong. Now let's go ahead and learn about the next logical operator, which would be OR. Now OR works in the same way, in which you would have two statements, but only one of them has to be correct. So for example, in this statement, if x equals 5, now we can remove this to and symbol, and we can write an OR logical operator. And the way we do that is by using two vertical lines, such as right here. Now it's going to be shift, and it's going to be that backslash. So you're going to put shift backslash, and you're going to get this. So those two vertical lines, just find it on your keyboard. It should be very simple to find. It should be shift backslash. So two of these will allow you to write in an OR logical operator. Now let's go ahead and read what this code will do. So it's going to pick two numbers. The user is going to pick two numbers. And then in the if statement, if x equals 5 or y equals 6, then alert I'm here, or else you're wrong. So only one of these statements has to come out true. If x equals 5 comes out true, hey, then let's run this code. Or if only y equals 6 comes out true, alert I'm here as well. And if both of these are true, it's still going to run this code because at least one of them is true. If both of these values don't come out to be true, then it's going to go to the else statement and alert you're wrong. So let's go ahead and see that. So let's go ahead and save, and let's refresh our page. So let's go ahead and pick two numbers. Let's go ahead and pick 5, and let's go ahead and pick 7. Now as you can see, it still tells us I'm here. Even though 7 is not equal to 6, at least x equals 5 came out to be true, and it still gave us the alert I'm here. Now let's go and pick two different numbers, such as 7 and 8. So let's go ahead and do that. So 7 and 8. Now it should tell us, hey, you're wrong, because neither x equals 5 is true, nor y equals 6 is true. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip to this else statement and alert that you're wrong. Now lastly, the last logical operator we need to know before we head into the while loop section is the not statement. So it's very similar to the inequality statement, except you're checking to see if a statement is not true. So let's go ahead and delete this part over here. So we're going to use the not. So we're going to write an exclamation point, and let me close off this parentheses just so we have good working code. Now let's go ahead and put a exclamation point. So if not, and then we want to put another parentheses, that way we can put our statement inside here. So if not, what's inside this statement is true, then run here. So we're going to have this say x equals 6. So if x equals 6 is not true, and that turns out to be true, then alert I'm here. And else alert you're wrong. So this works a little bit different. So we're going to read this if statement as if x is not 6, then do this. But if x equals 6, then alert you're wrong. Now let's go ahead and change this just so we don't get confused. So let's go ahead and click you're right. And over here, you're wrong. So let's go ahead and save that and see what it looks like. Let's refresh our page. So it says now it asks us to pick a number. So we're going to pick a number that's different than 6, should I say. So we're going to pick 7. And now it's telling us to pick another number. I'm not sure why it's asking that. Oh, because we have two y values. Let's go ahead and delete that statement, because nowhere in this function are we going to use y. So let's go ahead and delete y so that we don't have to save a different value. So let's go ahead and press OK and refresh this. So let's go ahead and pick a number such as 7, which is not equal to 6, and we should get that statement saying you're wrong because x is not equal to 6, and we're going to alert this statement over here. But if x did equal to 6, then we should run the else statement, and we're going to get you're right. So just like that, logical operators are very simple to understand, and they're going to help us a lot when we're running while loops. So until then, see you guys in the next lesson.